A storm erupts over the Sea of Galilee. Waves crash over the boat. Experienced fishermen panic.
Evening settled slowly over the Sea of Galilee. The crowds had followed Jesus all day along the shore, listening to his teaching, watching the miracles, hoping to hear one more word before the sun disappeared behind the hills. But the day was ending. Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Let us go over to the other side." For the fishermen among them, a boat was familiar ground. Peter, Andrew, James, John. These men had worked these waters most of their lives. Soon the small fishing boat pushed away from the shore, its wooden hull creaking softly as it slipped into the darkening lake. At first the journey felt peaceful. The last light of evening shimmered across the water, and a distant shoreline slowly faded into the gathering night. Jesus lay down in the stern of the boat, resting his head on a cushion. Within moments, he was asleep. But the Sea of Galilee was known for sudden storms. Cold winds could rush down from the surrounding hills without warning, turning calm water into violent waves. And that night, the wind began to rise. At first it was only a whisper across the lake, and a stronger gust than another. The sail snapped violently in the wind, the quiet water began to churn, and waves slammed against the sides of the boat. And men grabbed ropes and oars, shouting to one another over the growing roar of the storm. These were fishermen, men who had faced storms before. But this one was different. The waves rose higher, water poured into the boat faster than they could throw it back into the sea. And still, Jesus slept. Finally, fear overcame them. They stumbled through the crashing water and shook him awake. "Lord, save us! We are going to drown." Jesus opened his eyes. For a moment he looked at the frightened men around him. Men who had spent their lives on the sea, men who now believed they were about to die. Then he stood. The wind still roared across the water. The waves still crashed against the boat. And Jesus spoke, a command to the wind, a command to the sea. And suddenly, the storm stopped. The wind died away. The waves settled. The lake became as calm as glass. The men stood there in stunned silence, staring thirst at the quiet water. And then at the man standing in the boat. And they whispered to one another, "What kind of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?"
From
From the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 8, verses 23 through 27. Then he got into the boat, and his disciples followed him. Suddenly a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us. We are going to drown." He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the sea obey him."
Waves kept on rising, boat rocking side to side. Yeah, waves kept on rising, boat rocking side to side. Men who knew the water said, "Tonight we surely die." Oh Lord, wake up. The storm is breaking loose tonight.